at the state of this.
I know, the cleaners have just slacked. I like it, don't I? No. It's not that good.
We've got a shed load on this week's show.
A shed load. We're in a shed.
We're in a shed,
like
man shed, dad chat. You know, that's good.
A man shed load.
Al chats to Petr Cech.
The Petr Cech, the legendary footballer.
Who's the biggest Arsenal fan in the world?
Me.
Could you imagine how excited he was?
I was like a kid in a candy store.
So that is coming up on today's show. Later, talking about big showbiz stuff, we have a Hollywood actor coming up in a couple of weeks or so.
AJ Buckley, who was the regular in CSI New York. Amongst other things as well.
Very popular programme. So that's coming up soon. Today's show, though, let's start with this first. I want to show you something which I believe is very cute. Again, it's that classic Facebook thing where you think, if I post something on Facebook about my child being cute, is it only me that thinks he's cute and no one else gives a stuff?
This will be the test because I haven't seen it.
Oh, right, okay. Well, this is a test for you as well. For the first time ever, so if you don't know, I work on the radio. And for the first time ever, Noah recognised my voice on the radio. So Charlie was putting the radio show through the TV.
Yeah.
And I was actually me announcing our pregnancy, that we're having a second baby. So Charlie recorded it on her phone, and we get Noah's reaction. So Al hasn't seen this, so you'll see this, and Al will see this as well.
Little legs in touch. Just getting in training.
Oh, the sound. The sweet sound of a baby crying.
Sweet sound of a baby crying, which is...
That is cute.
The irony is Noah has only just started sleeping through.
That is really cute. That is
How cute was that?
Do you know, it's the way he says it.
Daddy!
It is so lovely. I'd want to watch it again, actually.
Well, we won't watch it again now, though. You can do that in your own time.
I'll do it in my own time.
Bless
All
you.
right, all right.
Good friend and all that. Now, we want to show you something from our friend Jim, who is part of the Dad Network. He is known as Bewildered Dad, and he has just done the most fantastic thing. Kind of, you know, it's his version of Top Gear. Now, as we know, personal opinion, but Top Gear's gone slightly down the pan. Yeah. So Jim has done his own family version of Top Gear. It's good.
So we would like to introduce to you Top Gear.
Today, Elsa, are we going to review a Bugatti?
No.
Are we going to review a Ferrari?
No.
What are we going to review instead?
Skyclad.
Yes, some say it's actually a tank in family car clothing. Others say it's our 14-year-old Skoda Octavia estate, and here's the review.
Here's the view.
This isn't the standard 2002 Octavia. I've made a few modifications, including the radio that doesn't keep the presets when you turn the engine off because I put the wires in wrong. The nifty receptacle for your old coffee cups, and an interior best simply described as
Stinky.
But let's see how it goes on the road. This car can do 0 to 60 eventually. It's got 4 wheels, although I was looking in the boot a few years ago, found a 5th one. That's quite impressive. I can guarantee that all of the lights on the dashboard work. I've seen all of them, so, you know, tested thoroughly. This... They say you can't really judge a car until it's done its first 200,000 miles. At 190,000, this car's just coming into its prime. To put that in context, that's 8 times around the world, or almost the distance from the Earth to the Moon. Or indeed, the kind of mileage you'd clock up if you got lost in Leeds and got stuck on the inner ring road going the wrong way. No built-in sat-nav with this model, of course. I mean, it was built so long ago, it was probably before maps even existed. It's not many people who can say that their car helps them exercise. However, the Skoda has that facility. because the central locking is knackered. Yes, if you click it, 3 of the doors open and the boot opens. However, the driver's door will not open from the remote. You have to actually, like the olden days, go over and turn the key. This means that if you walk down the street and then suddenly think, oh, did I lock the car? You have to actually walk all the way back to check because you can't just click it on the remote. That adds steps to your Fitbit and that helps you live a long and prosperous life. And that is what I tell myself. Oh yeah, that's the other thing. Because of the central locking being knackered, as soon as you turn the key to open the front door, you've got about 10 seconds to jump in and turn the engine on, which of course is very handy when you've got a pram and a small child. And that is why my neighbours hate me.
How amazing is that?
Incredible. I mean,
just brilliant. Right, ready to do the interview? Remember, the world's biggest Arsenal fan. What was it about?
Well, this is the interesting thing. Like, obviously, footballers are interviewed all the time about football and about their career and the goal they scored or the penalty they saved or whatever. This, I had a chance to actually talk to Petr Cech, the dad.
One question I really wanted to ask was how you balance doing this, the football stuff, with being a dad as well.
I actually enjoy being dad. Because you know, first obviously when you become dad, it's a big unknown. You know, you can imagine all sorts of things, but then when the baby is born, I actually prefer to be more hands-on than hands-off and leave it just on my wife, because I believe that sooner you kind of have the relationship with the kids, it's actually better. And obviously there is always that mommy effect at the start, you know, because she spends more time and they are more attached to the mom. Then obviously it's always like, you know, when you see, you know, the kid sitting with the mom and then the dad comes, takes it, and you're like, oh, mommy, I want a mommy back. You think like, you know, I don't want, you know, I would love to have that kind of effect that when, you know, you do it, that the kids will actually say, oh, that is here, fine, let's do something else. But obviously, you know, you can start do that only when they reach certain age. But I've been always, you know, the school runs or helping out, or now after school activities obviously becomes a big part as well. But I actually enjoyed it because I remember my parents obviously supported me when I was growing up with football and on all the other activities. So you try to make sure that your kids has the same support.
Yeah. One of our followers actually wanted to ask the question about how you would encourage your children, or how you would advise others to encourage their children into sport.
You don't just want to throw them in and just leave them there. I think the good part is that I believe that if you make them taste the sport in any other form, can be football, can be field hockey, can be gymnastics, can be judo, whatever they like, you know, whatever you have the opportunity to try, and this is where your role is to say, okay, let's go tomorrow. We go 5 o'clock. Then we have we go to gymnastics, or we go to hockey, or we go to whatever, and you try how it is to see if you enjoy it and if you can do it.
So a nice wide range of experiences.
Yeah, I think even I probably that. There is no sport I wouldn't try when I was a kid, from gymnastics to swimming, ball games, athletics, everything. And I think I hugely benefited from that because I could actually, my hand-eye coordination was improving while I was doing different sports, because when you do only one thing, you only do one thing. And then you know you're limited to do something else. But when you have the wider range of things, where you probably have more fun as well, you meet more people.
What's the best thing about being a dad in your experience?
I think the best thing is when you come home, and no matter how bad day you have, you know, then you know your kids come and you say, come on, Daddy, let's play, and we have this, or we made this for you, and make a card, or they did something. Obviously, it makes you forget about. You know, you had a bad day at work, or you know, something was not going right, and then obviously it can make you They can make it worse, obviously. Yes.
Well, that was my next question. What's
They
the
are
worst
the-
thing about being a dad?
There are days where they can make it worse, but obviously now you need to find a way to get away from work, and just family is a family. And I think as a footballer you are pretty much a public person. Everybody knows about you. Everybody can see you everywhere, and then when you come home, this is the private place you have, and it's quite nice when you come home and you can do what you want.
Yeah, but what would you say is the number one piece of advice that you would give to a new dad?
When you have the baby, it's more to support the mom than the baby. So, and by supporting the mom, you look after the baby when she needs to rest or when she needs to help out, because she has that never-ending shift around the newborn. I always try to make sure that as soon as I come home, it's not like, here you go, you got a baby, and then I rest. That it kind of feels awkward, but it can always come in a way. Okay, what do you need? What do you want me to do? I take the baby and I take it there and give me everything I need, and I go. So maybe not to be afraid to take the charge a little bit and to have the baby for your own for some time, to go out, walk, and have all the food together, that you don't have to always think where you have to go, what you need to do. And I actually enjoy that. Obviously, you forget quickly about sleepless nights and stuff like that, but
I haven't forgotten that yet.
no, I think you after a while you get over it. But
good, I'm pleased to hear.
But I have to say that everything it has some negative things, but there's a lot of positives as well, and I think you can make it more interesting for yourself as well, and to build a relation with the relationship with your kids as a dad is important as well. As soon as I come home, because sometimes I'm not at home all that often, so actually looking forward to come home and have them around and help them with the normal things they need to do to school, or play games with them, or do something like that. We used to do before bedtime. We call it a special story, which was the story we created by moving different toys all around the house. And so even sometimes now, when they are much older, sometimes they ask to do that, because they have a good memory with it. They enjoy it. So it's nice that you have this something you give them and they enjoy.
What's the most intense atmosphere that you've ever experienced, like during a game?
I think the most intense was Champions League final. You, as a kid or even as a footballer, you dream about having a chance to play the Champions League final. Then I have to say that everybody says, these are the big games you have to enjoy. I have no chance you enjoy anything like that. Because the pressure is so big, and there is even any final, any like a big game where you play for title, and when you play the process of going through the game, this is not necessarily what you enjoy, because you have your work to do. I think this is the process of going through these big games are not really nice, but then the moment you succeed or you win the game, then obviously it's the biggest reward. So we have a little gift for your son. There's a Junior Gunner membership, so I hope he's gonna be happy one day that he's got it.
Thank you. No, I appreciate your time. Thank you so much.
Thank you very much.
There you go. Like, what an amazing dad.
Calm down, mate. Calm down. I'm still
a bit excited.
This is the equivalent of a toddler on a sugar high.
I know. He signed a shirt as well. Amazing.
And we're giving that away, aren't we? It's not, you're not keeping it. We're going to give that away.
Well, we tell you what, we are going to try and get one to run to give away, so that we can raise some money for the Dad Network Foundation, which is our charity arm of the Dad Network.
Thanks for watching. As always, any comments about today's show, leave down below. Subscribe, and we'll be back Friday 10ish.
At 10 AM on the dot.
10ish.